Hi, and welcome to this live reading from Wrecked, The Merciless Few, Book 1 by S. Courtney, and this is presented by Itsy Bitsy Book Bits. Chapter 1, aka Reaper. The moment I hit that puddle-filled pothole while taking a curve, I knew it would be a disaster. I hydroplaned and hit my brakes. The wrong move. I leaned too much into the turn and lost control of my bike. I slid helplessly against the asphalt while my bike careened into a boulder on the side of the road. She bounced off and back across the street, pieces of her scattered everywhere. That could have been me. I was injured, but not as bad as slamming headfirst into a massive rock. No helmet would protect me from an impact like that. I slid for so long my gear was shredded when I stopped. Fortunately, a passerby coming from the other direction stopped and called 911. I remember losing consciousness as the paramedics tried to talk to me and then woke up in this bed. The attending nurse said my injuries could have been worse. I already knew that. I remember seeing the menacing 20-ton granite reminder staring back at me. Still, I was more concerned about the condition of my bike than knowing my DNA was now a permanent part of Highway 40. Get some rest, Mr. Anderson, the attending tells me after checking my IV and vitals. Call me Reaper. He looks at me, checks the chart with his brows knitted, and scoffs. You're lucky to be called anything, Mr. Anderson. I'll see you in the morning. Don't give the night attendants any grief. You also have visitors. 45 minutes. No exceptions. He waves his finger at me. Whatever. The only bastards I know to come are my brothers. I pull the thin white blanket up with my good arm to cover some of my injuries, but I can't hide the nasty road rash on the side and back of my bicep that ran up to my shoulder. But the worst of it is on my upper back and ass. To say I'm uncomfortable is a fucking understatement. Knock, knock. Come in, I yell, forgetting it's a hospital. The room fills with the laughs, wisecracks, and groans of my brothers, my club. We are the Merciless Few, the Devil's Ignited chapter, located close to Monument Mountain, near the sleepy town of Briarswood, Massachusetts. Not a place you would expect a badass motorcycle club to reside, but the Merciless Few are everywhere. Our closest brotherhoods live in Rhode Island, New Hampshire, and Maine. But out of all of them, Maine is notorious. Don't let their isolation fool you. Their location is prime for secret ship ports and unmarked roads. They are involved in it all, shipping and selling drugs, illegal gambling, drag races, and UFC-style fights damn near to the death. At least, I think. They were keen on using the 7 deadly sins as a to-do list. Anyway, my brothers fill the tiny room and give me a once-over. I'm sure I look like shit. I feel like it. Lucifer slaps my uninjured side. Thank God, but the look on his face told me he was in dad mode. Here we go. He added to my pain when he slapped me upside the head. Are you fucking mad? Could have gotten yourself killed. How things going? It was raining like crazy. I know he was conflicted at being pissed and concerned. I'm fine. Ass burns from road rash is all. Just need to get back to my bike and start repairing her, take my mind off everything. I exhale angrily, remembering why I was lying here. Lucifer shakes his head frustratingly. My brother, Wicked, replaces him at my bedside. Maybe we should change your club name to Crash? You gonna tell us what happened? I nod. To be real, it was a stupid case of cause and effect, so I go into the pathetic story. I had planned an impromptu ride to the neighboring town of Pleasant Point to see my girl Daisy. She'd been bitching about not making an effort, claiming the club and my bike were more important than she was. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I kept telling her to never force her place, to let it happen naturally. She was important to me, so here I was to surprise her and make her day. I wanted her to see that I was trying. I made it to her house, and she wasn't answering. When I turned to leave, I heard her voice somewhere around back, so I followed the sound. Yes, Liam. Ooh, yes. He never eats me out as good as you. He doesn't at all. I need this. Fuck yes, right there. Don't stop. I see her squirming and panting on the lounger splayed wide open with her next-door neighbor between her legs. I'm sure he's had his sights on Daisy all along, and now he can have her. I let my guard down and cared for her. It may have hurt, but I wasn't going to show my weakness. Fuck her. I cleared my throat. She went scrambling for her bathing suit, leading me to believe she was probably tanning. Her little boy toy hopped up fast, trying to cover up. From what I saw, little was the perfect description for him. Eating her out may have been his only talent because I was at least twice his size and girth. I consistently pounded her against her cervix, and she'd cry about how amazing I felt. I may not be the best at snatch licking, but I'd filled her well enough she didn't need pregame. Didn't even mind her not swallowing me down her throat. Her pussy was enough. Wait, Colin, I hold up my hand up. Save your fucking breath, Daisy. May. Enjoy that pencil dick loser. He flinched like I was going to hit him. I could relocate his teeth to the back of his throat, but he wasn't worth it, and neither was she. Fine, you weren't the only one anyway. I've got a real man to take care of me. I know she wasn't talking about Mr. Right next door, which fueled my anger further. Angrily, I hopped on my bike and peeled out of there, leaving another useless whore in the dust. I let my emotions get to me, and my focus wasn't on the road. I fucking hate emotions and all that love bullshit. My love is my bike, my original old lady. When I saw her at the dealership, she sealed the deal of living the biker life with my boots up in the breeze. I come back to the present after relaying the story. I half expected to hear them cracking jokes or making fun, but not this time. Instead, it was silence. It's an awkward silence, so I break it. It's fine. You told me she was another slut in a tight skirt. Shift painfully, avoiding their judgments. I then will let you rest easy and sort out the lot, eh? Wicked punches my good arm lightly as I nod, wondering how badly damaged my bike is. Lucifer squeezes my shoulder. Don't worry, Demon and Fiend will take the truck to pick her up from the pound. You can start working on her when they clear you. Lucifer opens the door and everyone follows him out. I placed my arm behind my head and winced. The stinging burn was excruciating. Maybe I deserved to feel pain. I couldn't help to feel the self-pity. I was glad they came alone. I couldn't bear to see Sam's motherly face after revealing the cause of my accident. She married Lucifer and adjusted to taking care of her old man and his brothers, too. As the club mom, she and I would have intimate conversations. She told me she knew I was different. She said I felt and loved differently. I didn't screw the club sluts often, if at all, only when I was desperate to get off, and even then I kept it cold and emotionless. No feelings involved. Colin, you've got a big heart. Reaper is who you are to them. That macho bravado doesn't fool an old crow like me. My motherly instinct knows who you are. You'll find her someday. Keep that big heart open. Don't grow cold or worse, be like Asher. He'll never learn. Jeez, that boy and those twins. He's going to lose his balls one day. She shakes her head, laughing. Asher, a.k.a. Wicked, was the youngest in the club and by far the most reckless. He didn't have one girl, he had two, Priya and Tamla, the Amari twins. They had no problem sharing everything, including him. You would hear the girls gossiping about how he was wicked in the sack, and that's how he got his club name. Their relationship was casual. He didn't claim or give them status. It was young kids having fun. I wasn't much older, but Sam said my spirit was more mature and wiser. I'd be 30 this year and have had my fair share of life. Now my mindset wasn't my next lay or even next girl. It was me, my bike, and our next adventure. I loved imagining where I would take her next. For a moment, I forgot about my injuries, and then when I turned over to the wrong side, the stinging pain shot through me and I hiss. Motherfuck me. I swiped the tray clean in response as the nurse walked in, stunned at my outburst. She raised her brow to me. Well, Mr. Anderson, I'm here to treat your road rash just in the nick of time, I see. She looked down at the cup and pitcher on the floor. My bad. I didn't think before turning over. She rolls her eyes as she gathers some paper towels and drops them on the floor. She places the cup and container back on the tray. You don't have to clean up after me. She spread the towels as it soaks up the water. Who else is going to do it, huh? You're in no condition. Don't make it a habit. I'm not your maid. She's on her hands and knees, wiping around to get up as much liquid as possible. Now I was staring at her plump round ass and her teal scrubs. Her cleanup motions caused her top to shift, a lacy black thong peeking out from her pants. She was pretty, petite, and another woman, I relent. I didn't need that headache right now. Suddenly, she clears her throat, and I shift my eyes to see she is watching me leer at her. Shit. Thought she would hand me my ass on a platter, but she only smiled. All right, mister, turn and pull your gown over so I can apply the balm and put on fresh bandages. Great. I stare at her ass, and now she has to treat the road rash on mine. I groan as I shift to reveal my injured side. Even the cool breeze brings a stinging pain. Wow, that's brutal. I hear the snap of the latex gloves. From shoulder to the middle of your buttock, that must hurt. She held up a bottle I wasn't paying much attention to. Nothing I can't handle. Holy fucking shitballs! I feel the sting of 1,000 killer bees. I jumped and landed on the wrong side, causing more expletives to come flying out. Fucking son of a bitch. What the hell is that? Battery acid on fire? I gripped the sheets to keep from inadvertently choking her. Calm down. It's antibac spray. You don't want an infection, do you? And keep it down. It's after hours. I will apply a soothing gel before I bandage you up. It should help calm the irritation down. I grit my teeth. Fine. The following day, I was released. My very patient nurse, Bina, gave me plenty of ointment and bandages. She refrained from giving me the antibac spray, and I silently rejoiced until she told me someone needed to replace my bandages every 24 to 48 hours. Longer than that, I risk infection. That's going to go well with the guys asking someone to cream my ass. Wait, don't say it like that ever again. I will ask Sam to do it. The bunnies will take the opportunity to try and hop on my dick. I'm like a needle in a haystack, and it's bragging rights among them if they bag me. I will need to talk to Lucifer about letting Sam to care for me. It's all about respect for the boss, asking for his old lady to nurse your wounds. So, what's your aftercare? He looks over at me while puffing on a nice Robusto cigar at his breakfast. I try not to wince at every pothole or bump we hit on the road. Ah, shit, man. Could you take it easy? He slows down and I sigh in relief. I needed to talk to you about that. The nurse says someone has to clean and bandage me every 2 days, and I wanted to see if you're okay with Sam doing it. Can't ask the guys to take care of my ass. For fuck's sake, that sounds even worse. He snorts and chuckles. That's fine if it is with her. Somebody's got to take care of your ass quite literally. Now he's full on laughing, and I look out my window, ignoring the joke on me. So, how bad does my Betty girl look? Betty Girl is my Harley-Davidson Lowrider S with a custom midnight blue paint job. I knew restoring the paint alone would cost me at least $2,000, but I've had her for 4 years, a gift to myself after proudly riding my dad's vintage wheels. She's pretty beat up. To be honest, it may be best to scrap her. I shook my head. I wasn't ready to accept that. This would be more than your standard oil change. I've been maintaining her this long. I had to try to save the only girl 100% loyal to me.